Here's a question nobody wants to answer honestly. What actually leads to success with women? Not what should work, not what sounds good. What actually, consistently, predictably leads to a man being with a woman? There are only three things. Miss any one of them, and it doesn't matter how good you are at the other two, nothing happens. I want you to think about every guy you know who does well with women. Could be a friend, a coworker, someone you went to school with. Now think about what they actually have going for them. Some of them are good looking, some of them aren't. Some are rich, some are broke, some are funny, some are serious, some are tall, some are short. There's no single trait they all share. But if you look closer, you'll notice they all have three things handled. Not one, not two, all three. The first is access. They're actually in front of women. They're meeting people. They have some pipeline, whether it's social circles, going out, online dating, through work, through hobbies. They're consistently getting in front of new women. This sounds obvious, but most guys completely ignore it. They sit at home wondering why they're single while doing absolutely nothing to meet anyone new. Romance requires physical proximity at some point. You can't date women you never meet. The second is attraction. When they're in front of women, something happens. The women feel something. There's a spark, a charge, interest. The guy isn't just another face in the crowd. He stands out somehow. This is what most dating advice focuses on: how to be more attractive, how to create that spark. But here's the thing, attraction alone isn't enough. The third is follow-through. They can actually close. They don't create attraction and then fumble it away. They can escalate, move things forward, handle logistics, and not sabotage themselves between she's interested and you're together. This is where most guys fail. They get access. They meet women at bars, at parties, through apps. They even create attraction sometimes. She's laughing, engaged, clearly into him, and then nothing. He doesn't get her number, or he gets it and never texts, or he texts and can't set up a date, or they go on a date and he never makes a move, or he makes a move and botches it so badly she never wants to see him again. Follow-through is the silent killer. Guys don't even realize they're failing here because they never get explicit rejection. The interaction just fizzles. She stops responding. The date doesn't lead anywhere. He tells himself it wasn't meant to be, when really he just didn't know how to close. Think of these three as a triangle. Remove any side and the whole structure collapses. Incredible attraction but no access? You're the guy fantasizing about women you never talk to. Tons of access but no attraction? You're the guy with 1,000 matches who can't get a single date? Or the guy who talks to everyone but nobody's ever interested? Access and attraction but no follow-through? You're the guy with so much potential who somehow never has a girlfriend. The guy who girls would totally date but nothing ever happens with. Here's why this framework matters. Every piece of dating advice you've ever heard is really just addressing one of these three things. Be more confident. That's attraction. Go out more. That's access. Learn to escalate. That's follow-through. Get better photos for your dating profile. That's access and attraction. Don't text too much before the first date. That's follow-through. Once you see this, you can diagnose exactly where you're failing. Are you not meeting enough women? That's an access problem. Are you meeting plenty but none of them seem interested? That's attraction. Are they interested initially but it never goes anywhere? That's follow-through. Most guys have one or two of these handled and completely neglect the third. The guy who's naturally good-looking might have attraction handled, but terrible follow-through because he never had to develop it. The social butterfly might have amazing access, but create zero romantic tension. The smooth talker might be great one-on-one, but never puts himself in situations to meet anyone new. Before you worry about specific techniques or tactics, understand this foundation. You need access to women. You need to create attraction. You need to follow through without sabotaging yourself. Any strategy that doesn't address all three is incomplete. We're going to deep dive into each of these three pillars. Next, let's start with the one most guys get wrong from the very beginning. Access. Where and how you meet women matters far more than most guys realize. and choosing wrong can doom you before you even open your mouth.